Hi, my name is Kimber Nicoletti, and I'm the Director of MESA, Multicultural Efforts to End Sexual Assault at Purdue University.
Hi, my name is Miguel Morfa. I am a direct service counselor with Crime Victims Council in the Lehigh Valley of Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Coming from a Latina community, and I'm a survivor of sexual violence, and so it just seemed really important to me that I knew about how it was an issue that was scarcely addressed in Latina communities, and so it seemed like an important work to do.
And I am involved with counseling surviving victims of sexual abuse. So I got involved in this because I myself am a survivor initially, and I think it's important to get out there and start helping people. I believe within the male community or population, there's a limit of people coming out and saying that they are or seeking out the help that they need. There's a silence. Voice that hasn't come out, that men don't feel comfortable coming out and saying that they've been sexually abused. And I think that's what took my heart into doing this kind of work, to kind of advocate for those rights, for stand up and speak out and tell your story.
I think early in my career that was more challenging for me. Because it was hard for me to separate that out from what was personal, because every situation is highly personal, because you're dealing with real people who are suffering real pain. And I think that as the years have gone by, I still identify that, but just for my own mental health, I realized that it was important for me to try to still stay really vested and passionate about the work, but at the same time practice some self-care, which meant that I had to distance myself and not personalize every situation.
With me, it's I have my spirituality is something that holds me grounded. It's been my inspiration, it's been my strength giver, it's been my identity solidifier. For me, I have self-care. I have that very well established. Like she was saying, self-care is something most importantly, and for me, I get it through my spirituality. That's my way of having an able, stable foundation. So through that, I'm able to have my groundedness, and when I'm dealing with a client, I'm there for them. So their stories, their struggles, it's almost like my mission in life to seek out that they're met, that their need is met, that their services are supplied, and that they are able to process and go through whatever it is they've been through and help them acquire the goals and what the goals that they've established for themselves and the things that they want to reach. That's my passion, that's my drive. So going back to your question about self-care, I mean about how do we not mix or intertwine our own areas of need with theirs. For me, it's my spiritual connection. It just kind of grounds my life.
Well, with regards to sexual violence, I think one of the biggest challenges right now that we're experiencing is that there's a great focus within the community around immigration issues. And so if we want to talk about helping a community effectively address problems, right now they have priorities that are greater than addressing sexual violence. So it's hard to work in a community without also talking about how immigration is really affecting families, and that you have families that have mixed documentation status, and so that for the most part, if people are concerned or fearful that their family members are going to be deported, it's harder to get people to focus specifically on organizing around sexual violence.
The whole idea of having services available in their language, communicating to them at their level where they are. And many times maybe the agencies for which we work for might not have their, not brochures, but like general information available to them in their language. But I think something that you were saying that I fed off of was establishing that rapport with the client, seeing what their needs are, and many times we might have a language barrier, but there's various ways of bridging those gaps and I guess meeting their needs where they are.
I think for me, as I was saying earlier, is that really it focuses around relationships. I think effective outreach requires that you invest yourself and spend a lot of focus and a lot of energy in developing a meaningful relationship.
Again, I think that's right on. Just meeting people where they are. Culturally, if we can embrace their culture, where they come from, their background, I think that speaks highly of us as individuals, where we can actually embrace them where they are, celebrate, their culture, their ethnicity, where they come from. And there's various ways of doing that. To mention one, I was invited once to a breast cancer rally where there was Latinos involved, and I'm obviously a man, and there's even though breast cancer has been known to be for males, with males as well, but embracing every open door and every invitation, and meeting people where they are and where the services are needed. So sometimes we have to leave our comfort zones and enter their world.